I thought we played well. One-day preparation against a team that does all the stuff that they do. It's a tough prep game, but our guys were organized. They were disciplined in what we needed to do. They executed what we wanted, in particular defensively. We're going to have to find different ways to win the game. We go 1 for 10 from the three today. I think we hit 10 threes the other night, but we scored 42 points in the paint, and we get to the free throw line 27 times. So pleased with our effort, obviously pleased with Malik Martin and his response. He was aggressive. He played with assertiveness. And I always say I look at one stat in terms of if you're playing hard, and that's offensive rebounds. If you're supposed to go and you're really playing hard, you're going to get some, or I'm at least going to recognize that you're keeping some stuff alive. And, Justin Brown didn't play a lot, but he gets 2 because he always plays hard, always. And then Malik gets 4 because he was so active and was playing hard. So I think that's something that, sitting out a year, he's got to knock off a little rust, but I think today was a great step forward for him.
Coach, I know you guys had a big size advantage, but Arkansas State throws a lot of different looks with their zones,
Mm-hmm.
and you still dominated the points in the paint. You have to be pleased with that.
Yeah, and there was times where, we got to let our guys know we can't settle for some of those jump shots, that we have an advantage inside, either on drives, which we did, and around the basket. And it's amazing, there was a couple flashes by Malik, a couple duck-ins by Tulio, Nick around the basket. It'll be interesting to kind of look at, what we shot jump shot-wise, because we were 1 of 10 from the three, so that's not a good start, as opposed to when we got the ball and shot it in the paint or got the ball in the paint first. So, but when our big guys flash and cut and move, especially against the zone, we're highly effective, and they did a really good job of that today.
Defensively, you used a lot of zone this
Yeah.
and even through some pressure,
Yeah.
or pressure defense. What did you see in the scouting report?
Yesterday, Chad Dollar said, "Hey, Coach, I think our zone could be effective against them." Their lowest scoring game of the season was, I'm trying to think what game it was now. They scored 59, and they saw a lot against Eastern Michigan. And, we've been working on it. It's something that's in our package, but those 3 assistants, Chad and Tom and Scott, have done a good job of really kind of drilling it and getting our guys ready to use it if need be. And it was highly effective today. It really was. And, we're long, so it could be an effective tool for us. It's something that, hopefully maybe with some more practice time we'll be able to get into. But they're Arkansas State, is such an aggressive team in terms of driving the basketball. And even though they missed some shots, they were getting too many paint touches for me. They were going downhill, and now we're swarming, and they're kicking out, and the ball's moving around. It looked like a pinball out there, and we're trying to recover. They just missed some of those shots that actually, for Mike, when he looks at the film, will say, hey, that's a pretty good shot that we missed. But so we wanted to get to the zone and try to keep them in front of us. Our guys did a really good job of that. They really did.
Eastern Michigan's coming up on Sunday. They play probably even more zone than A-State did today. This game has got to give you guys a lot of confidence going into that.
Well, yeah, it helps that we've seen some zone. Eastern is as good of a zone defensive team as we'll face all year long. I've known their head coach for a long time. He was a high school coach in Detroit. He coached Maurice Ager, who we recruited, and I spent a long time recruiting him, so I got to know Coach a long time. And then he was an assistant at Kent and an assistant at Syracuse, so he brought the Syracuse zone to Ypsilanti, and they do a really good job of it, and he's recruited to it. They're long, they're athletic. They can play multiple spots, and so guys can get shifted in it. It's going to be a very difficult thing to crack because they're so good at it. So like tonight, we got to hang our hat on our defense and rebounding and hope to figure out a way to score some points against them.
Last question. Tulio De Silva didn't start today, was that by design to get some size on the court to start with a big lineup? Or?
Yeah, we just felt that, just felt Malik deserves a shot at it. You know what I mean? And I thought he did a good job. I thought he responded. Anytime you get a 24 and 10, pretty good response. And to Tulio's credit, I thought he responded pretty well. 13 and 6. We got to get him on the offensive glass a little more. He's 5'11" from the field. I guarantee he was 5 or 6 within 8 feet of the basket. And we got to keep putting him in position where he can be successful. But those three, when you look at Nick with 8, Malik with 24, and Tulio with 13, I'm not great at math. That's 37. That's 45 points. That's pretty good among your post players. I'm not sure anybody said, okay, the South Florida Bulls in the game are going to get 43 from the 3 post players that are eligible to play right now. Those guys responded extremely well tonight.